The people that support you in your moment of grief will not always be there. One after the other, they will move on to face their own lives, leaving you to find your footing in your new normal. Even though you're all alone, never hesitate to reach out to these people whenever you're in need of them, because even though they are not with you physically, most are always with you emotionally. Hello everyone, welcome to True Mother's Tears. My name is Zaina Mahmoud. I'm a mother, a wife, a grief loss, and a parenting coach. If you've been with me from inception, I say thank you so very much. I can never be tired of saying thank you. Thank you for always being there. And if you're new, I say welcome, and please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified whenever there is a new video from us, which is every Friday. Today we'll be talking about when family and friends move on, leaving you to survive in your new normal all by yourself. Oftentimes when we lose a loved one, family and friends come around, and it's so great to be surrounded by these people, because these are people who truly care and will go a long way in helping us to ease our pain. In most cases, they are either directly related to the deceased, or through us, making them part of the mourners. So in all this, we are all connected by the grief. One after the other, people tend to leave depending on how closely related they've been with the deceased or with us. After a while, we'll find out that we are all by ourselves. This is very normal with grief and should be expected. What people do not know, especially those who have never been through grief, is that the support a bereaved gets from family and friends at the early days of grief is what energizes the person to survive those periods. After a while, everything gets quiet, and one after the other, people start disappearing. It gets so bad that some people stop asking or even bother to check on the person. Some people do not even show concern or care about the bereaved, and this can cause the bereaved a lot of pain. This can be really hurtful because reality is just sinking in about the gap created by the lost loved one. For many people, it gets really worse before getting better. And just when when a bereaved person is at his or her lowest, that is when people tend to forget about what has happened to him or her. Two things happen in this situation. We start holding grudges towards people who do not talk about our pain or behave as if they've moved on, expecting us to do same. We start feeling a sense of entitlement towards people's attention and sympathy. We start noticing directly people who come to us and still recognize our pain. We start feeling that people are beginning to forget about what happened to us. Going down the path of choosing to take offense and be bitter sometimes breaks our relationship with other people, which in many cases leads to more bitterness. Second way is to be realistic about people who come into your suffering to stay and to remember. If you have been lucky enough to have enough people in your lives, then please take advantage of it and stop looking at other people that haven't paid you enough attention just the way you would have wished. It's unrealistic to expect everyone to continue focusing on it. The hustle and bustle of life get people carried away, and everyone have to face their life. People can't sit and keep brooding with you. They all have to be strong to face their own life and to be strong for you. If we all sit down and brood over what has happened, then there's never going to be a better atmosphere when we can all smile. It's even harder if they've never experienced grief before. Understanding your plight is something that will be very difficult for them. It takes someone who has been previously bereaved, who has experienced bereavement or grief, to understand what exactly you're going through at any point in time. While we expect everyone to know what to do, what to say, or how to act with us at every point in time. But the thing is, if someone does not have it or has never experienced it, the person is never going to know exactly how it hurts. So you need to be understanding in this regard in order to hurt yourself less, because it is when you expect so much from people and they don't give you what you expect, that's when you feel hurt. But when you understand with people that might not really understand exactly what you're going through, they might just have a glimpse of it, and based on the little they know, that is how they will act. Then it makes you understand with people more, and then you are more open-minded to taking whatever they give to you rather than picking offense with people. You cannot read mind, and they might think you don't want them to bring up the topic. And in many cases, sometimes you truly don't want them to talk about it. You want to talk about something else that will distract you from what you're going through. It can really be helpful if you tell them how you're feeling. It will guide them in their conversation with you and give them an idea of how well you are feeling and how they should relate with you. I remember one time when I found my baby socks in a bag I had long carried. Oh, how bad I was broken. I was all alone and I cried so much, but at the same time, I felt I needed someone to talk to. It was just a pair of socks, but it carried so much memories that could break me and that also reminded me of what I had lost. At that moment, I picked up my phone and called my sister and also a friend. I remember their soothing words. I remember their comforting words and how well it helped me during that period. I was not at home and people saw me crying, were wondering why I was crying all of a sudden, because I had been fine earlier. That's one thing about grief. You never can tell when it comes shooting its arrow at you and then it breaks you down, even though you had been very fine earlier. But at that time that I felt I was down, I reached out to my sister and also my friend, and then their comforting words helped a great deal in calming me. When you are at that moment, when you feel you need someone and the person is not there, and someone that wished is there with you is not there, do not hesitate to reach out to people. People might not always be there with you physically, but emotionally they'll be very, very much available for you to reach out to them. So when you feel broken, when you feel alone, when you feel lonely, instead of you to be bitter that nobody is with you, nobody stayed with you at that moment, because people will not always be there, just pick up your phone, or you can even get up to meet people and discuss with them. And I'm sure afterwards you feel better. After discussing with my sister, I know how it made me feel. I was able to look at the socks and I was able to put it away before I gave it out. So that's all I have to say to people. Anyone grieving out there, don't hold it against anyone. When people leave, I know, yes, it can be very hurtful. People that you expect to show more concern and care fail in doing that. Sometimes it is nobody's fault. Just hold on to yourself and help yourself heal, because really nobody is going to really heal you except you heal yourself. Thank you for listening to me, and don't forget to hit the subscription button and the bell notification to be notified whenever there is another video from me. Thank you so very much and have a lovely day. Bye.